Many thanks for staying tuned. Well, our first focus today is the posthumous pardon by President Bola Tinubu to Ken Saro-Wiwa and the other 8 Ogoni activists, popularly referred to as the Ogoni 9, on June 12, 2025, during Nigeria's Democracy Day celebrations. Now, that pardon, though symbolic, has been received as a long overdue step in acknowledging the injustice of their execution in 1995. For the Ogoni people, it raises hope, not just for restoration of dignity and historical justice, but also for renewed development, reconciliation, and environmental recovery in the land Ken Saro-Wiwa once called home. But what does this truly mean for the future of Ogoni land? How far have we come since that gesture of national atonement? And what can the youth of the region expect, particularly in terms of empowerment, inclusion, and posthumous justice for their fallen heroes? To help us comprehend these critical issues, we are joined by President of the Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People, himself the Deputy National Youth Leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Comrade Matthew Dighi. You're welcome on the program. Thank you for joining us. We also have in the studio Keanyie Benson, Secretary General, Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People. You're welcome on the program. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Well, so I'll take a first shot and just to praise this whole conversation generally. It's a topic that consistently comes up over and over again, especially when we talk about injustices that has to do with the environment, and when you talk about pressing home a demand and hoping that the government responds positively to it. This event happened a long time ago, and ever since then, I'd like you to appraise the journey of Nigeria thus far in this democracy. Do you see a huge improvement so far when we talk about following the processes that are legal, that are moral in meeting out events of this nature?
Wow, thank you very much for this privilege given to us to express what the Nigerian government of this administration has set up in respect of what happened in Ogoni for the decades of years. Right now, I think it's a good step for starting a situation like this after the death of Ken. This year we had today will mark 30 years of the killing of Ken Saro-Wiwa and the 8 others. And this is the first time the federal government of Nigeria is acknowledged their killing after all these years. It's a whole lot of things that's going to happen today. And we are looking forward to give them the direction as a youth of this next generation, to give them the direction where they will not make several mistakes again in respect of what have happened in Ogoni land. And we thank Mr. President and his team who have come up boldly to give the dead award. In other words, we always say let the dead bury the dead. But in this case, the living have given award to the dead. That means they acknowledge their effort, their contribution, and their selfless service to the people where they come from. I think we are looking forward for them to have it the right direction, to not to make the same mistake. Because those people lay a foundation of truth, transparency, and accountability of their leadership at that time. So if we are coming up today to acknowledge what they have done or what they have contributed, then you will follow the right direction. I think that is where we are here. As the national president of the Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People, we have contributed tirelessly to make this thing work, to give them the platform where the federal government will come to Ogoni to have a town hall meeting with Ogoni people and the Ogoni youth, which the president of the Indigenous Youth Council and my team will receive them and then direct them what the Ogoni people really want.
But the president has been meeting with stakeholders from the region.
Yeah, you can see I am also the deputy national youth leader, deputy leader of the Pan-Niger Delta. So you see my network have cut across beyond Ogoni, to the Niger Delta issue. So it's an issue I will not take away. I will not pretend that meeting several stakeholder youth in Ogoni, I have said it yet categorically that I will lead the delegation to give them the direction they really want, to give the Ogoni people the sense of belonging. Because I really appreciate the federal government, what they have done or what they are about to do to the Ogoni people. But the youth are the most people that need to benefit this goal. That's really what Ken died for.
All right, so let me come to the Secretary General, Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni people. Oftentimes, I've heard conversations around the issue of this unity of purpose, especially when it comes to the demands that platforms such as yours put out there. Would you say that that issue of this unity has been settled to a very considerable extent, or are we still having that critical issue where we have groups demanding for this one, the other one clamoring for another, and it's as if there's no united front? Are those issues still there, and what steps do you think they can take towards resolving such issues, if those issues are still there, that is?
Okay. All right. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and this platform. What I would like to say is for us to understand very well, there has to be a background to what we are talking about the issue of Ogoni people, the issue of the struggle of Ogoni people, the issue of Keanyie and all that relates to the activities that happen within that time till now in Ogoni. If the public, if the people, the Nigerian government, the stakeholders, every different groups, especially the media, the reporters, and the outsider doesn't understand, it will be as if there's a sense of disunity or conflict or division, but it's a background scope, and that is what I just want to provide. At the wake of 1990, the good people started this struggle. First of all, it started with a meeting under a traditional umbrella institution, and they first of all came up with the historic document known as the Ogoni Bill of Rights, which was presented, it was signed in 1990, precisely August 1990, and it was presented to the government and the people of Nigeria. After a 1-year wait, there was no response from the then military administration of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. It was after that year, that 1 year, that the Ogoni people now came back home and decided to form the movement for the survival of Ogoni people. That organization was now meant to press home the demands that is contained in this document called the Ogoni Bill of Rights. So going forward to this present day, what are the major demands that are in that document, and what are the positions, the requests, the agitations, the voices of other groups involved demanding for this? I feel all our demands, our voices are the same, but maybe the way it is being presented by a certain group of people at a certain time, or certain persons that are closer to the government, that have the ears of the government to inform, and maybe did not inform properly. But the document still is there. And as we go further into this, I think that is what we intend to throw more light and to guide the government, the policy makers of today, so that they don't make more mistakes, and maybe try to complicate or compound the existing problem that is already in the Ogoni land, that is already very fragile.
I think that's why my colleague was asking the question, is there this unity of purpose? Because it seems to be various demands coming from different quarters. Then the question I asked, why draw new demands, making demands, or introduce these new demands? Why not make use of the one presented by the then late Ken Saro-Wiwa?
Okay. What I feel is that some of the presentation today may be diluted, but the demands are still there.
Okay.
Number one of the demands are divided into 3 categories: environmental, economic, and political. And so then Ken said, what can the government do now? What can they do tomorrow? Which of them is it like impossible that they cannot do, they cannot attain to at all? So from that point, first of all, is the issue of environment being polluted with oil spillage and blowout, understand? So what are the issues, or what are the demands as in relation to oil spillage, pollution, and all that? In the international law, understand, it says that when there is oil exploration in a particular activity, the people of that area, the landlords, are entitled to a 20% royalty. This came from the European community. They were the ones that brought the expertise and the knowledge of oil business. The technology, the expertise, the technology, infrastructure about oil comes from there. And oil is an international business. It's not done by one single country. That's why I see oil being exported across the shores, across oceans to other countries. Understand? So it is a multinational. What is the convention? What is the direction guiding this business? It spends 20%, which is regarded as royalties to the host community, to the landlords. From 1957, 1958, when oil was discovered in Ogoni, none of this has happened. So one of the major demands of the people is that our own share of 20% that's not been paid by the oil companies, that's not been respected by the Nigerian government, is not documented on law. Why it is being documented in the European community that brought it. So we are asking that 20% of oil royalties in the business should be given to the world. That is part of one of the environmental demand, that form the environmental part of the demand.
There's something I want to understand here. Is it 20% different from the 13% derivation?
Yeah, it's different from the 13% derivation. Well, it's quite different from the 13%. But this is that it goes to the landlords, the indigenous people, those that own the land, the community where the oil is being exploited. So the demands of Standard Oil and most of us of them, understand, is that this very particular idea was not known to the Nigerian government, to the Nigerian people, and that is why the government was being cheated. Well, no government will want these people to be cheated by a company, by exploiting company. So all this knowledge was not there.
All right.
Understand?
Okay, so Comrade Dighi, I would like to understand this from the background again, especially talking about the family of Ken Saro-Wiwa. I know that there's a factor that is inherent in our society, the factor of profiting negatively or deceitfully from events of this nature. I would like to understand the true nature of the purpose of these clamors. Start by telling us, have your organization been able to establish some level of contact with the family, direct family of Ken Saro-Wiwa? How has that synergy been, and how well have they been catered for ever since these events took place?
Yeah, let me say it personally, that the family have a good relationship with the Ogoni youth. Besides I myself personally, I have a very close relationship with the family. But the issue of Ogoni is not, was not attached to the family, because the issue of Ogoni was not a family issue. It's generally the Ogoni issue. Even when Ken was alive, the family does not have any role for the struggle, but they also have a role for the cause. They are from Ogoni. I can't take it from that. But the family always appreciate, because the man that hung or was died for the purpose of Ogoni was also their own son. Let me put it like that. So whenever you are coming up in a situation in Ogoni issue, they will always protect you not to use the family name to dive one thing you are doing. I don't understand. They don't want it like that. Strictly believe what their brother, let me use that word like that, or their father died for. And because whenever you are in a family, you always discuss something to your family people, that this is what you are doing, and this is what you like, and this is what you dislike. So for me, for the close time I've been with the family or running activities to the family, they always guide me and say, look, don't drag the name of the struggle, or don't drag the struggle down, or don't drag the struggle for your own personal interest. So whatever I am doing as the president of Indigenous people or the president of the Ogoni youth, I will tell you that this is what Ken died for, and this is what Ken really want. Like my home boss, the pioneer president of the National Youth Council of Ogoni people, in his own report, he said the Ogoni people will not take for granted. As long as he was alive, he will not sit down and see where you are dragging the Ogoni issue for your own personal interest. So conclusively, what I'm trying to say that the family is always be guided whenever you are coming up in an issue concerning your goal. So they always pray for you, they always supporting you, they always give you that sense of belonging. They give you that support. But whenever you want to dance along the situation on ground, they will not be part of you, because they love the struggle, they appreciate the struggle. They also pay the price for the struggle. For losing somebody like Ken from that family and other people from that community precisely, I think we are having relationship together all this way.
All right, Mr. Dighi, reactions have continued to trail the resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land, and the president has been making effort to assuage or calm felt nerves. What's your take on the efforts so far made by Mr. President, and what does it really take to regain the trust of Ogoni people?
Yeah, to gain this trust of Ogoni people in a situation like this, there are people that pay contribution who have devoted their time, their life, their resources, focusing for the struggle alone without playing a double standard against the struggle. It's a commitment. The one thing the Ogoni people achieve in this struggle is the foundation. The foundation was honest, justice, and transparency. That what can lay. So whenever you come up to that struggle, to take the leadership, whenever you want to dance out of the struggle, nature will surely prevail. What I'm trying to say, which I've said it here carefully, in the Youth Council of Ogoni, I have contributed tirelessly. My colleagues and my team, we have contributed tirelessly to see that the direct process for the generation unborn to benefit will pay the price for it. That you will not come to Ogoni to take the Ogoni people for granted. As a youth leaders, we have worked tirelessly for 15 years for that. Now, the federal government, as I said initially, have did something unique. I use the word unique. Like 29 years anniversary of Ken Saro-Wiwa, all Nigeria ethnic nationality would have honored that occasion in respect of what Mr. President did to congratulate, to say, I sympathize with Ogoni Matthias 9. I don't know, that was last year, in November last year. And this year now, it came up that there should be a dialogue to the Ogoni people to come together and tell us what really did they want. That's what we are working on right now. That the Ogoni are one, no matter the agitation, which will stand for the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights have become what the Ogoni people pay the price for. So if anybody come around and say they want to do it in a way of their shortcut, it will not go away. So conclusively, what we are saying right now, we are open a mindset to the federal government as a youth that we are going to collaborate with them in respect of what we really want for the people to achieve and for the people to gain. What we need, that the Ogoni Bill of Rights already be set aside, already be set up for the benefit of the Ogoni people. Then there must be a set of interactive session with the Ogoni youth before talking about the oil resolution, which is our demand. And I said it there that our organization, which is the indigenous people of the Ogoni people, will work with the federal government to bring this thing to align with what the Ogoni people will achieve. We are overdue. This is 35 years now on this Ogoni struggle, so we are overdue.
All right, well, Comrade Dighi, I would like you to lay this to rest once and for all, the issue of the word that the president used, pardon. Now, a lot of reactions have trailed that. People are saying, okay, if we are saying these men were unjustly executed, why the word pardon? Why not exoneration? Did your organization have any time to reflect that? They also talked about immortalization of these martyrs. How did your organization receive all of this?
First of all, what we received that message or that information in June 12 broadcasting part. I think Ken was not only the person that was given the award, but in the award given to about 50-something of them or so, or 30-something of them, I think Ken was included with the other 9. I think by Saleh Dumite, who was then the Mosul president, was also part of that award. It's alive. He was among the 10 people that was arrested of that execution at that 1995, but he was released. Other 9 was hanged. So he was also part of that award. But the award is okay. But the pardon, that word pardon was not accepted by so many people in Ogoni, which our organization was also part of that. Because we, first of all, as an English student, I'm not an English student, when you said pardon, it's like you are forgiving what I committed, what I was accused that I did. If you carefully watch very well of that Kangaroo judgment that was done in 1995 by the military dictatorship, it said Ken was killed because of the situation of what happened in Gokana, a local government in Ogoni, in Zongoko, where 4 prominent Ogoni men were killed. That was the accuse, I think, that they used and died Ken Saro-Wiwa and was it. But the story today come up. What Ken did all those things, or those things happened in Ken time, or there was a manipulation, which everybody know. The international community was also talking about issue like that. So for we, first of all, we appreciate the federal government to start a stepping stone of acknowledge that these people were innocent for what they had done. So we are saying that the pardon will be the primary, let me not go like that, but the secondary must be the exoneration of Ken Saro-Wiwa to prove to the international community that what they know as Nigeria, as a government, that this man was killed innocently for what he did not commit. So there must be a package.
Pardon, exoneration.
No, there must be a package of exoneration to clean that nonsense. The military, not the civilian government that did it. You should know that one. It was the military that did that, put that crime to Nigeria. So the civilian, which is also part of agitation of democracy system to be operating in Nigeria. So they have done so very well, but we are asking that you should come for.
All right. As we begin to lay this conversation to rest, I'd come to you, Mr. Benson, and this would be categorically about the clamors of the Ogoni youths and the efforts, what you have on your list when you talk about the demands. So far, you have expressed some satisfaction regarding what the federal government currently is doing and the commitment towards ensuring that the needs of the Ogoni people are met. If you were to talk to the federal government directly now concerning some of these needs and desires, what would some of those points that you would raise be?
Okay. First of all, I want to use this opportunity to thank the administration of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu and all those principal officers that are working with him, especially the Senate President who is from this region. It's the Niger Delta man, he's from the oil producing region. I want to thank them for bringing this very Ogoni issue during their administration. This thing happened in 1995, the killing, the hanging of Saro-Wiwa happened in 1995. From that time to now, it's 30 years. Nigerian democracy came in 1999, and then we are counting 26 years of democracy. None of the successive democratic administration has mentioned the Ogoni issue. So it's taking 25 years for this present administration to mention this issue.
All right.
And then we believe, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Pronaco, we are also in the forefront of the fight. One of the people we are putting on this struggle, the Muslim struggle and the Pronaco, all the same, they were there. So while he became president, the Ogoni people were very, very happy, because we see a man who is knowledgeable about the struggles of Ogoni people. He was part. They were members. They were confident. So this is what the Ogoni youth expects, understand, from them, from the federal government now. If you are not coming to solve this problem, understand, then you have to do it once and for all. Understand? Not cutting corners, not half. Because we are not taking any one couple cheat.
All right.
So we want that first, we domicile the 20% in the Nigerian law.
Okay.
Again, where there is oil spillage and this, it is very, very important. It is an accompanying fact that you pay reparations.
All right.
It has not been done. Then again, when it now comes to oil resumptions, the Ogoni has a major demand, understand, which is going to be right. We demanded for a political autonomy. Understand? We know that oil resources is the sole revenue or the most dependent revenue for Nigeria coming to run. So the Nigerian resources is shared based on different parameters during the states and the local government. Ogoni people doesn't get any share in these resources that they produce. We have produced resources for 35 years, generating a huge amount of money to Nigerian coffers. We don't get anything back. We lack development. We lack several.
Please land, Mr. Benson. We're actually out of time. Please, I'll take your parting shot now, just in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, I would like to have your parting shot on these issues, especially in relation to what he said, sir.
Yeah, I think we have come to say that the federal government should have a stakeholder meeting with the youth of the Ogoni.
All right.
In respect of what they have demonstrated in oil resumption, in the pardonation of Ken Saro-Wiwa, which is the Ogoni Matthias, that will come to a round table to discuss it, have a relationship with the youth and the federal government. It doesn't take them anything to do that. I said initially, we, the Indigenous Youth Council, will lead the delegation on that. And then we will not say that they should also look to have that exoneration of Ken Saro-Wiwa.
All right.
That's the most important thing we are pleading that they should do to make the celebration up to the sky.
All right. Thank you very much, President of the Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People and Deputy National Leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Comrade Matthew Dighi. Thank you for coming on the program. And to you, Keanyie Benson, Secretary General, Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People. appreciate your thoughts and contributions on the program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen.